What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Matt Llewellyn. Matt, the 49ers won. They pulled it off. Hell of a win against the Minnesota Vikings. It's a close one. What were your initial reactions to it?
It was closer than it needed to be. That's for sure. And I'm sure we're going to get into it because we can't help but, talk about it. The secondary was terrible, and Jimmy Garoppolo was not much better than that. So the run game and the front seven really stepped up, and, they were able to make some key plays and really kind of save the bacon of this team. I think Kyle Shanahan did another great job of calling the game. But, we'll take the victories where we can get them. Just because you're winning ugly doesn't mean that you didn't win. So we'll take the win. We're going to move on to Seattle in a tough division game, one that we definitely need, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and what's crazy about this is the 49ers find themselves, they were in the 7th seed coming into today. With the win against Minnesota Vikings, they now find themselves in the 6th seed, and they find themselves a half game behind the Los Angeles Rams, which to me is just insane because the Rams started off the season so hot. Seemed like they were probably going to compete with Arizona for winning the division. And now the 49ers, depending on how next week goes, have the chance of kind of leapfrogging them in the rankings. So it's going to be pretty crazy how this shapes out. 7 seed. Oh, wait, 6 seed. That's right, Dylan. 6 seed.
It's still early, my boy.
Yeah, they asked Kyle Shanahan about it. He said,
early.
You know what? That's cool. I'm not really paying attention to any of that stuff. Guys, if you're watching on Twitter, go over to YouTube right now. I tweeted out the link as well. We cannot see or interact with any of your comments on Twitter, so make sure you go to YouTube so we can see. We want to talk football. We want to talk Niners with you guys. Go to YouTube and subscribe while you're there. We were talking about Jimmy before we went live, Matt, and we were talking about how, he didn't have necessarily his best performance today. What did you make of it? He started off lovely, typical Jimmy with that interception straight to Harrison Smith. Did he improve in your eyes as the game went on?
I don't know. It's hard to say because then later on he missed passes to like Elijah Mitchell. He was, throwing balls out of bounds, whatever. I don't know. I just knew right off the jump he didn't come out very sharp. We saw that where he sailed a couple passes to Brandon Ayuk. He was sailing passes, left and right, and then had the pick. And then Kyle ate his lunch on the sideline. He looked like a beaten down dog. Kyle definitely was all over him, and he seemed to kind of settle in after that. I think the next drive, they didn't really let him throw the ball that much, but yeah, it was just one of those situations where Jimmy he didn't come out sharp. And in these types of games, you need to be on the ball right from the start. So it was, we're looking at Jimmy Garoppolo sitting with 6 interceptions. It's the second most of his career he's had in a season, mainly because of injuries. But he's well on his way to double-digit picks. And, it's not good. It's not good. And I think that better quarterback play would have made this a more decisive game than an 8-point game.
Yeah, I totally agree. Not only that, but, the Vikings got a hot start, an easy start right away because of Jimmy Garoppolo. That pass, I will admit, it was a great pass to Juwan Jennings in the end zone. He kind of floated that right over him, but it was just a little late, a little out, and Jennings couldn't necessarily catch that in bounds.
Jennings got to tap his toe, though. He should know better.
Yeah, that's on Jennings. Dylan says, "Do you see Grant asked Jimmy about the trade talks?" LMAO. I did, and Jimmy handled it with class, like he always does.
Yeah, that wasn't Grant's best moment, to be honest. That's not the time or the place for that question. It's kind of weird,
a little uncalled for.
But when Jimmy throws passes like he did outside to Kittle that gets broken up because it's like just this pillow pass to the outside, then those questions are going to come, Yeah. It was they're warranted. It's not great.
Yeah, they're definitely warranted. Elijah Mitchell continues to cement himself as the number one back. 27 carries, Matt, 133 yards, average 5 per carry, a touchdown. And his longest run of the day was a 15-yard carry. Just how good is Elijah Mitchell? I know a lot of people say, oh, it's the Shanahan system. How much is Elijah Mitchell and how much is Kyle Shanahan?
A lot of it's Elijah Mitchell because we saw what happened when they didn't have him and they couldn't run.
Yes. Thank you.
So everybody's savior, Jeff Wilson Jr., is averaging like 2.6 yards a carry on the season. He averaged 2.5. He had 2 carries for 5 yards. The fact of the matter is Mitchell, even with a busted finger and being questionable with that finger and a rib injury, they gave the ball to him 27 times. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
That's all
exactly.
you
Yeah.
need to know.